Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fair Wanderings. It is episode 16. We are now officially down a cast member, but that's cool. All good on that front. We'll go with three again for a little while, and then figure that out as it gets figured out. So that's a thing. I hope you're doing well.
Kelsey Senpai, where are you?
I've asked her several times to join this show. She's too busy right now.
I
Yeah.
know she got so many other shows and he has to spend time with her lady.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, this is. I think so. We played last week. Did we play the week before
Yes.
that?
Yes. We
No.
haven't been off for a little while.
Yeah, we've been on a
played
pretty good streak.
regularly.
We're on
Yeah.
a pretty good streak.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see how everybody's been over the last week. Michael, how about you?
I'm good. I have a T-shirt now for
Coolio.
my games.
Ooh.
And it looks really good. I like it. I'm good. I'm good. I participated in a fundraiser called like queer witches or something like that, and I gave them a bunch of copies of The Circle to give out as like raffle prizes. So that was fun.
Cool.
The thing was totally ridiculous and totally not my demographic. It was like Gay Magic Girls or something like that was the name of the charity. And Lily looked suddenly excited. But it was funny. I was just like, hey, I'm like super normative, but can I like give you my stuff? Like, yeah, give us your stuff. And I gave them my stuff. It was great. And that's really about it.
You said the words "gay magic girls." What did you expect me to do?
Get really excited.
Literally watched a gay magic girl anime last week.
Awesome.
It's super good. It's called Flip
Who's
Flappers.
next?
Dom, how about you?
Speaking of animes, I was waiting for me to be called. I watched this anime called Bite Something. Apparently, people turn into animals and stuff, and
Okay.
yeah, it was interesting. Apparently, it's a manga, and I went and instantly watched the manga after the series, and it was like, huh. So that's how that ended. It's like, and the thing about it, I keep thinking about the old cartoons in the '90s, how they always give you like a thing at the end, like fun fact at the end. Like
Mhm.
during the fight, it's like, did you know that cheetahs can run this many miles per hour? And I was like, huh. I knew that, but it's been a while since I heard that.
That is a
You
weird
know that
trope. I like
hippos
it.
are strong enough to run into a SUV and knock it over, and I'm like,
Huh.
I don't want to mess with hippos ever.
Oh yeah, hippos are terrifying.
Yeah, hippos are terrifying. Like I watched Jinunji and I saw what happened to Jet Black. I was
Mm.
like, "Jeez, that probably does. And it's like I looked it up. And it was like, yeah, it was another kind of more creepy fact that's like, huh, snakes have more than one genitalia. I did not need to know that. But
Mhm. Mhm.
it was weird fun facts of the universe. Like I was like, if I was in the show, I'd probably be a platypus. And I'll probably have like, it's like little flings. It's like, did you know platypus claws were poison?
Mhm.
It's like
Just
it's the only mammal that gives off a poison, and that's secreted poison gland.
Mhm.
So I just see myself as like my spirit animal as being a platypus. And that show, it's like, yeah, you just got poisoned by a mammal. So that
you know,
make
you know what this means. You need to design this game.
you animal nujitsu. Fun time.
That would be cool.
On the other thing, the crusades that I have on another server that I'm GMing. Basically, I do events for that server now because I went from
Cool.
doing events, and basically it's a three-man team. They were basically trying to take a keep. I'm still trying to work on a system that they could do raid boss things, but every
Uh-huh.
time I look at it, everything's like epic level, like lich level stuff, and it's like not a lot of that stuff walks around on any fantasy settings. So it's like I don't think I can really do that as a constant thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
mhm.
But I wish it was like Pathfinder that you could actually just add templates to stuff. It'll be a little bit more simpler. Like I would love to make just constructs as a raid boss, but mechanically I'm not sure that's going to transfer over. But I'll eventually come up with something, and hopefully next week may be the week I finally get my pad. I don't know. Every time is always a different build, but eventually those bills going to get paid, and I'll have my art pad, and I
Nice.
can start doing maps. That's what I
Yeah.
really want to do.
Awesome. Cool. Cool. Cool.
What's going on, Evie?
Yeah, Evie, what's up?
Um, not a lot. I failed to stream this past week because I've been doing a lot of surgeries on mice instead.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
so
thought you were about to tell us you'd been in a bunch of surgeries, and I was like, why didn't you tell me this?
no. I've been doing the surgeries. So like for being able to study sleep in these animals, we take these little sensors and we put them on their heads so that we can read their brain activity. But also we manipulate their brain a little bit. So I have to do like brain surgeries and stuff.
Huh.
So I've been doing a lot of that, and that takes quite a bit of time. So it's been eating up a lot of the hours that I otherwise would be doing things. Also, when I do get home, I'm fairly exhausted. So I kind of just have been doing that all week. Other than that, sleeping, trying to catch up on my own sleep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's been my life lately, a lot. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited
cool.
to play tonight because
Yeah.
I kind of need to like do something else. Like I like my work well enough. It's fun and it's interesting and all, but I kind of need to like do something that lets me think a little differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael, we're not doing surgeries on mice in the game, are we?
Not yet, no.
Might have to
Okay.
do surgery on Carcall.
It's going to take a lot to fix.
Ah,
I have
I-
no medicine
I
skill in this character.
I just turn on my light, do the thingy, and boom, he's fine. Everything's fine.
Turn on the light.
Yeah,
So do we
my-
want to
my little,
review what happened?
I think
Last
his soul got
session-
frozen over. So
So last session, everybody got knocked out by a cone of cold, and
Uh-huh.
Yin became a war angel thing.
Yep.
And that's basically what happened last session. Andrella and Kirk were brats at each other because Kirk felt used and Andrella felt lied to, and both of them were probably true, because they're children.
Andrella's a child. Kirk really doesn't have that excuse.
That's fair. Yeah. So let's.
I say Echo was the last man standing.
Echo is still up.
Yeah.
So Echo
So-
is the only one that sees this then.
The angels just
So
come
yeah,
in,
the red-haired war goddess comes down, like ices the Oni, and then like everything goes like white for a second. And when you you can see again, you sort of survey the damages. There's a very, very frozen former friend of yours, Kirkall, standing like he was trying to like shield his eyes from the blast. The rest of your friends are on the ground, in various states of bleeding out.
is the enemy gone? Both
Yeah, you can't see. There's no
okay.
obvious targets right now.
You see
Are
me?
there dead bodies from the Oni or anything?
The Oni are dead.
Okay, so there's 2 dead bodies,
Two's
dead
dead.
Oni bodies.
You see me shift from bear form to human form.
You're not human.
Okay. My humanoid form.
I just want to point that out because you made a real big deal about being half orc and half Goliath.
Yeah. You know what, Evie? You know what? You keep me honest. Keep me honest. Okay. You see me but I look slightly bigger than before. Like the effects of the magic finally stepped in. Like I gained about 100 pounds in a foot. And
Yeah, you bulked up.
it's like I'm kind of looking at my hands. Like I don't remember my hands being as big.
You got a growth spurt in the middle of battle.
Giant magic is weird. All right.
Yeah. But I also have the glowing runes that are giving off black energy at this point because I
Mhm,
just got done using it.
mhm.
And it's like, oh snap! My companions, as I cast Goodberry, and I kind of force feed both of them a Goodberry.
Okay. So as you're doing that, a raven lands on Kirkall's shoulder, like pecks at him once and then flies off.
After they get the good berries in the mouth, like I'm like trying to gently like get the jaws to get it to mush.
All right.
Well, I do the princess first because she looks like the first one that could probably go at any second. Then I get
So
Cecilia.
before we continue with that, let's do some near death experiences for our ladies here.
Yeah.
Can you both roll 1d20, please?
A different 1 to 20 than the one we rolled before?
Yes.
Okay.
So many 1d20s.
8.
1. Oh no, something bad happened to me.
Yeah. So, Cecilia, you're like wherever, like you're home. You're like what? Maybe not like your house back in the Sultanate, but like someplace you used to hang out that was just like kind of your spot. Where is it? Like someplace where you could go if you wanted some alone time.
I think it's probably like I'm thinking like it's a side room, like a like there's like the big main temple that's just like all religion and like everyone goes there, and I think it's just, I think it's probably like a side room in there or something, like away like it's like not
So
where
at
people
the
would...
grand temple of the serpents.
Yeah, like in like the main front part, like people would, you know, like anybody could come in and pray and do their things, and it's probably like in the back and like around a thing, and like nobody goes there or whatever. It's just like a like Cecilia likes being with other people and stuff, but like when she did need like a just a like moment to herself or whatever, probably like go there, something like that. Yeah.
So there's you're in there. You're like sitting on like a prayer mat or whatever, and you feel like a hand on your shoulder.
Turn and look.
Yeah, it's a woman. She has serpentine eyes like you, but something about her seems different. She has like long silver hair. It's like been braided back, and I think I think she looks like worried about you in a kind of like mothering way. And she she says something in a language you don't understand at first, and then says it again in Abyssal, and it starts to make more sense. She says, "You're a long way from home."
I thought this was my home.
It is, but you're not here. You're...
Do I know? Do I remember, or am I like in like
maybe
kind of
that's
a
when you
haze?
realize what
like,
happens.
Okay, yeah. Like, oh, right. Am I dead?
Not yet. But be careful, or you might.
Yeah. I have to try to avoid fights with big ice demons in the future.
I hope you can, Cecilia. There are forces doing very evil things near where you are. And it's becoming more and more apparent to all of us that you might be one of the people that has to deal with them.
Who?
We don't know, but whatever happened to cause the Celestials to invade, and whatever happened to... She's like struggling to like articulate exactly what is going on. It's almost like trying to communicate with you on this level is difficult for her. Whatever happened in Icon will have far-reaching consequences.
Well, we were planning to try to do something about that, so hopefully we will.
I believe you will. And she leans down and like kisses you on the forehead in like a parent-child sort of way. And just says, "Be safe, little one." And then like the next thing you know, you heave a like breath, and like the like cold and the like dust from the street, and the sounds of like people rushing around you come back.
You have the taste of berry in your mouth.
Yeah. Andrella.
Yeah.
It is hot where you are.
Okay.
You're at the end of a very long like tunnel.
Okay.
Like, and if you turn around, there's just like a sheer wall behind you. What do you do?
So I'm at the start of I'm at the dead end of a tunnel.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, is the one direction the only direction? There's no like ups or...
Not that you can notice.
Okay.
And you hear like loud like the clanking of like metal on metal in the distance.
Like the sound of a forge? Because I imagine that there's probably a forge in the castle that I probably played around and was told to not do that a couple of times as a kid.
It sounds different. Maybe that's like a component of it. Like part of it sounds familiar, but there's other stuff going on.
Okay. So there's only the one direction, so I guess I'll move in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll also look like, what does this tunnel look like it's made of? Is it...
So where you are, it's like rough-hewn stone, and as you like black basalt, and as you walk, it starts to become like cut stone. Still the same like blackish gray rock.
Okay.
So it opens up into a huge antechamber.
Okay.
And inside of said antechamber, you see two figures standing next to one another, looking at a third figure who appears to be working at an anvil, but it's hard to tell exactly what they're doing. Do you get close, or do you stay far back?
Well, I'm going to stop for a second and kind of take everything in. What do these two figures look like? Are they facing away from me?
They are facing away from you. One of them has a long, one of them has on like a long black dress, with like black hair. And then the one next to her is like wearing all white, like robes, but has what looks like a chest plate over them.
Okay.
And is like leaning on holding a sword in one hand.
Okay. And then they're both looking at a person who's bent over and hammering away at something?
Yeah, they're hammering at an anvil. They're wearing rags. They have chains on them. If you look at it for a second, you realize they're literally making the chains that are binding them to the anvil.
So the person is forging chains that are binding themselves to what they're doing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I want to say that as I've kind of seen this, so as a kid, I snuck into rooms I wasn't supposed to be in, right? You know, it's what you
Uh-huh.
do. And so I'm like taking that non-direct sort of at a tangential angle route to like kind of sort of I'm entering into the room, but also off to the side a bit to sort of be seeing all of this and getting a better visual of what's happening over here. Um, and I guess I'm kind of coming around so that I can also maybe see the faces of these people.
Yeah. As you so as you're walking around, you hear the two people start arguing. Um, they're both clearly speaking celestial, like you're aware of that.
Oh, okay.
Um, one of them says something to the effect. The one in black says something to the effect of, like she says something to the effect of, "This is not my fault. We couldn't have predicted this."
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other woman, who sounds considerably older, or at least more powerful, maybe there's like something about the way Celestial is spoken that conveys that.
Yes, remember we've talked about
Yeah,
there's a level of emotion and stuff, so
yeah,
that probably is in there as well. The
yeah.
status.
So she speaks to. She says the more powerful woman says, the one in white says, "You shouldn't have taken him. They need all the help they can get." And the other one should not have taken her either. They need all the help they can get. To which the woman in black, who, as you come around, you see she has green eyes and is very clearly green, the green-eyed raven, shrugs and says, "It can't be helped. Pacts and oaths are pacts and oaths. You should know that better than any of us." And I think you recognize this woman. At the very least, you've seen paintings of her. She's clearly an angel, like not like an Azamar, but like an angel. She looks like your grandmother, or the pictures you've seen of your grandmother.
I've never actually met my grandmother in person, right?
No.
Yeah.
But you've seen depictions of her, and she looks like stern and powerful, but beautiful and badass warrior angel lady. And you very clearly recognize the sword on her hip. That's Raspin's old sword.
Right. So having some level of recognition, because I've seen the Green-Eyed Raven before.
Definitely.
And
you've spoken to her.
Yeah. Whatnot. I'm definitely going to be approaching now. Sort of cueing in on their conversation a little to sort of understand what's happening.
Yeah. Are you paying any mind to the person forging the chains? Or are you mostly focused on the two people talking?
Probably not yet, because I've recognized who these two people are that are talking. My attention's probably kind of focused on them at the moment. But as I get closer, I'll probably eventually be able to see who's the one at the chains.
Yeah, they don't seem to notice you, or at least be aware that you're there.
Okay.
Maybe Green does. Like, I think Green notices you, and she looks at you and winks, and then just keeps talking, as if you weren't there.
Okay.
Trickster God. She just says, so the conversation gets very like confusing. They seem to be referring to someone as the Undying. And like needing fuel and stuff like that. It sounds like they're describing a machine of some kind.
Okay.
And then I think Green looks at her and says, "You know you could have saved your daughter, right?" And the woman just shakes her head and says, "I wish I could have, but my hands were tied." And then they both just disappear. and you're left alone in the room with the person forging.
Do I understand who they were talking about just then?
Probably when you look at the person forging and realize it's Raspin.
I immediately run over to her.
I think you start to run over, and do you like call her name?
Probably, yeah. Like that was unexpected. Like Raspin and
So there's like
running
a split
over-
second where she like looks up at you, and her eyes are like gray. There's like no color to them. She looks tired and hurt. And then she like strikes one more time on the anvil, and then you just wake up screaming in the streets.
No. No.
Shh, calm down, princess. Calm down. You're alive. It's fine. It's fine.
Cecilia, have you like gotten up at this point?
Probably.
Uh-huh.
Like kind of like.
Y'all need your strength.
Mhm.
Take it easy. We have a situation too. We have multiple situations. Start from the beginning. The Uni are dead. That's what I think they are. The hag is dead. Kirkle, as I look over to the ice block that is Coco now.
Kirkall looks pretty dead.
I don't like. Is it like they froze over, like instantly frozen, that might be alive dead, or like there's blood within the ice where he got?
Like might shatter dead.
Okay, he might. Oh, then.
Yeah, like you push on him real hard and he might break.
Okay.
Like flash frozen in liquid nitrogen.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Not the anime, like he'll be fine once he's melted off dead. That's what I was hoping in my head, but no.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
About spell components.
You need that diamond.
Damn it.
If it's consumed.
How much money is the diamond?
300.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
Yeah, you don't have a gem of that size.
Well, okay.
Hate spell
What?
components.
Well, we had the wagon. I was gonna say, did we have?
You don't have a diamond.
You've told
of
us
that size.
exactly what we've had in the wagon, so never mind.
The
You don't
question
have
is, can we buy a diamond of that size?
It doesn't-
Not in 60 seconds.
Yeah, I would need it right this moment.
It's like
I hate.
everybody's probably like running around like.
I mean, you can bring him back later.
Hate
But
spell components.
Is it 300 gold later?
It's 300 gold, but you'll need a proper resurrection spell.
Right. Yeah. The spell that I have now is called Revivify, and it has to be within 60 seconds.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. He's on ice. He's not going anywhere.
That you just gained the spell, so you might not,
And you don't have the components yet.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, I'm sorry.
He's
Really.
nice.
Yeah, and then you see like running out of the building that you all were about to enter, like a bunch of people, all of them obviously very well armed. The one at the front is like a huge orcish man with like a patch over one eye, wearing like robes, armor. It's hard to tell. Maybe they're a bit of both.
Yep.
Robish armor.
Yeah, like armored clothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys missed the fight.
Echo, are you hurt pretty bad too?
I'm totally.
He was in bear form. He's totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I made my save.
You and I have 1 HP. Just to be clear about that, that's what the good berry does. 1 HP.
Okay.
And also, you're not hungry anymore.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so I like pull out my holy symbol. I'll like it like makes a really bright light, and I'm gonna use my my channel divinity. So each of us takes 15.
Ooh.
It can only go up to half of your maximum. So like if that whatever that would take 15 up to half of your maximum.
So that happens.
Okay, does that round up or down? Down?
Always round down.
Okay, all right.
So that happens, and that's probably just enough time for the people to close to you. I think everyone there is looking at the frozen statue of an orc. What's everybody doing?
So Andrella came back to consciousness kind of yelling a bit, and when Echo told her to kind of calm down, she did. But she's in so many levels of shock at this point. She's just sitting on the ground, like in shock about the vision she just had and how she saw Raspin. And then she sees Kirkall, and she's in shock about that. And now there's like all these people running around, and the Oni are dead over on the side. And like, so she's just sitting on the ground, just kind of like a bit wide-eyed and just sort of looking sort of shell-shocked. Yeah, I guess would be the way to say it.
Yeah, I think the orcish man with the eye patch just turns around and just like bellows, "Who's in charge?"
I point to the statue.
What statue?
The ice, the solid
Betsy
ice of Kirkall.
was our lead guy on this. So
Technically, that's true.
yeah, so it's like in that kind of shrug.
This orc looks very angry.
You see
and
me
then
sigh.
another person like reaches up and like puts a hand on his shoulder and like motions for him to be calm. It's like also very clearly a human hand. It's like wearing long sleeves, but a human hand goes up and touches his shoulder. The person is wearing a mask.
Okay.
Like a bird mask.
I guess with the situation, I sigh and say, "I'm in charge now."
Does anyone want to contest that?
Echo,
mean,
I don't. Oliva, there's not really a person in charge.
Well, I'm in the best physical state right now.
We're here because of me. It's me. And
But-
I'm gonna like sort of recovering a little bit, stand back up,
Yes.
maybe needing somebody's help, but
You see
Yeah,
me, like,
I think he actually like reaches down to help you up.
oh,
Oh.
there you go. See,
okay.
See who said orcs can't be gentlemen?
I don't think anybody said that.
I think he just looks. And he like looks at you very intently.
Yeah, I'm so glowing. Dark
Yeah, I'm not like well put together like I meant to be anymore.
Like he snaps something in Orcish, something in the effect of, it would be like equivalent of like get him to a coroner, or like a morgue or whatever, or like a place to keep a dead body.
Sure.
You see me nod and like, yeah, that
The
might be a-
icebox.
the
I think-
icebox.
I think he like motions his hands and just says, "No, my people will handle this. Thank you." He like turns and looks at you, at Andrella, and then he like cocks his head and like suddenly looks a little bit more angry. Big scary orc man. In front of, do you say anything or are you just like waiting?
Trying to think of, okay, so the way this scene's been going.
Our two lead person are now gone. One went to Valhalla, the other one's frozen ice. The only other orc you know is Echo.
That's
But
true.
you know nothing of your
But
culture.
you know nothing of this place.
I know they're angry people,
I mean,
and apparently they like pit fights.
Who doesn't like a pit fight though?
Yeah.
I don't know who this person is that's demanding to know who I am, or who's in charge rather. So I guess I'm just gonna say, you know, that I don't know what I'm gonna say.
He,
Yeah,
like,
I guess
starts
I
to
just
speak.
I guess I just kind of like, yeah, I look like I'm trying to say something. I'm not
What
doing a
is
very
your
good job.
name?
I am Andrella Strepyev of the Vosenland family.
Um, the person in the mask like kind of like starts a little bit and like looks at you. And then he like the orc that with missing an eye like looks at you confused.
And I'm sorry, who I didn't catch your name.
Ozen.
Oh, Your Majesty.
How did you know him?
Kirkall? We've been traveling together for a few months. And he was going to bring us in to have audience with you.
He looks real like crestfallen.
Yeah, I'm suddenly super awkward. Because it's his son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what to do about that.
Yeah, the other person comes over and like pats him on the shoulder and like kind of gives him like a side hug. And then he just nods and just says, "If you'll follow me, please." And he like turns and starts to go into the building you all were headed to.
I guess we follow.
Cecilia, what's going on with you right now? How are you feeling? As Lily intently reads something.
She's looking through all her spells.
No, I'm fixing a thing, a stream thing.
Ah, okay.
Well, I can get y'all fixed up because apparently I get another level 2 spell, and I'm gonna pick up Healing Spirit. Ooh.
So
Okay.
you all, so yeah, he takes you into a like an audience chamber. There's just a large chair, and there's one large chair, and then a bunch of like seats around a long table.
Mm-hmm.
He sits at the end, and the other man sits next to him, and then he invites you all to sit as well.
Okay, I guess we sit. Michael, do you happen to have the list of... Never mind. I got it.
What?
Nothing.
The
I
list
figured
of
I got it.
ravens?
No.
What did you need?
That's in the thing.
I think he just looks at you. And then looks at the person next to him and
Now we're good.
kind of just nods and says, "I leave you in the hands of my vizier. If you'll excuse me, I should..."
Your Majesty, I understand the extent of the loss that's just occurred for yourself as well. And as such, it may be prudent for us to take some time before having this meeting.
My son, who I thought was dead for 6 months, returns and dies at my doorstep, and I didn't even get a chance to tell him I love him. You do not understand what has happened to me today. He like stands up, like kind of, and it's suddenly apparent that he's very old. Like he's old for an orc. Like he has like a lot of gray hair. It's pulled back in like a top knot. There's a huge hammer sitting on his hip. And he like walks with a little bit of a hitch in his step, like he's kind of limping, and goes into a room in the back. Like he goes off to a room to like be sad, I guess. Everyone doesn't always hate her. He's just sad.
Well, but okay, but Andrella is suggesting the idea that this is not a good time for this meeting anymore.
Can you roll charisma? Like make a that's fair. I should have given you a roll there. Can you make a persuasion check?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Ooh. That was
Would
a
you like to
critical
use
failure.
your inspiration?
Yeah, what does the inspiration do?
Just let
Can
you
you
re-roll
reroll?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll twice, take the higher. That's higher.
Okay.
19.
Yeah, so there's the like darkest timeline happens where that 8 was what happens, and he like yells at you. He just in this timeline where you got a 19, he says instead of like telling you don't know what he's going through, I think he just nods and I think he just kind of like shrinks down into his chair. Like, I don't think he knows what to do right now. Because he can't just be like tough king right now because you're being nice and understanding.
Oh, easy. I cast suggestion and tell him to be happy.
No!
I'm kidding. I did not do that.
Technically, you don't cast it. You look into his eyes like, "Be happy, my king."
So the person next to him like looks at you, Andrella, and just are you really Andrella?
Yes. But as it please the king, we will give you some time.
I'm
We will let ourselves out.
you can stay with me. And the like person like takes their mask off. And everyone else, I think Andrella recognizes him instantly, but everyone else like looks at him for a second and like they look a lot alike, like maybe they're related. And your brother Taymond is like the king's vizier here.
I think Andrella gasps as if she's just been punched in the gut. And just sort of stands there mouth agape.
You see me kind of look back and forth like,
Yeah, both of us are just doing that. Like,
And you know what? I fall back down into the chair and I just start crying. It has been a lot.
Mm-hmm.
okay, we should.
I think he goes over there and like the king like looks at you two like I don't know how to help crying people.
I asked the king, "So, do you want me to give me a crash course on our people?" As I kind of like give that nod of like, "Let's go."
Come with me.
Okay.
And he like stands and he like looks back at Taymond and Andrella and Cecilia and then leads you out the back way that he would have gone out in the darkest timeline where everyone
The
hates
darker
Andrella.
time. You mean the more like the more sorrow timeline? Dun, 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 dun.
Uh-huh.
You know, I just like listen to what he could tell me about my people.
Yeah, he'll fill you in. So Taymond like reaches over and like pats you on the shoulder.
He gets hugged in a clutchingly desperate way.
Oh yeah, I mentioned to the king also about our captive and that we found like where their ships are and stuff like that. We was thinking about doing some explorations over there.
I think he's a little. I think he likes that idea, but I think he's just a little bit too out of it to be super enthusiastic.
I'm trying to like
get
get him like news
Yeah.
to like get what, Mike? I'm not trying to like.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
totally.
it's like, yeah, let's talk about this because this just happened. Let's not talk about the bad stuff. Let's talk about this.
He's going to see his wife and his daughter. And
Oh,
let them know what
okay.
has happened. So he's leading you in that direction as you two walk.
Okay.
He doesn't have a guard because there are invisible interns everywhere. And
Yep.
Like could not be safer.
Unless the Oni attack.
Yeah. So unless there's a thematic reason for there being an attack in this city.
The interim portal.
So yeah, you're hugging him and he's hugging you. Cecilia, what are you doing right now?
Kinda just, I just standing there, not trying to like watch or anything, just like waiting, I guess. Just like looking up and around like the throne room, just like, oh, yes.
I think like he kind of like sticks an arm out of the hug and it's just like, Tema Nozenkin.
Oh, okay. Someone's echoing really bad.
That was me. My headphones came unplugged for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh. I'm Cecilia.
I think like Andrella's kind of trying to come back to her senses. She's like wiping away the tears, and she's like,
Yeah, he's like petting your hair. Like,
"I'm sorry. This was let me come back. Let me do the introductions properly. Cecilia, this is Tamond." And she stops because
Right, that was
registers
the...
in her head that he used a different last name,
Uh-huh.
and so she just stops and is like, and he's my older brother. Tamond, this is Cecilia. Cecilia, what's your last name?
Ashkrat.
Ashkrat. Okay. This is
is
Cecilia
Ashkrat the same last name as the Tsar of Domination? Like,
Uh-huh.
his eyes go wide? You're a long way from home, Lady Ashkrat.
Yeah, I've been told.
You were just
Hey! It's like I planned that. How did you come? Let's. I think he just looks at you and he just says, "Would you like to meet your sister-in-law?"
Yeah.
It's a big day.
A lot has happened.
Yeah.
I think it looks like he's maybe about to start crying, but he like wipes a tear and like helps you up. Cecilia, are you gonna follow them, or are you gonna like?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
I want you to follow.
Okay.
So do you
yeah,
like start
yeah.
to walk away and then like?
Well,
Andrea,
like I
grabs your
like kind of a.
skirt?
Well, it was more like this might be like an intimate family thing, and I don't know if I should come. But then yeah, once
You're basically family, so it's okay.
well, yeah, like once Andrella is like either like reaches or like gives me a look or whatever, then I'm like, oh yes, okay, good. That's just needed an invite.
Yeah. So like, quite honestly, you're the most safe and comforting source of anything she has at the moment.
Yep.
Aside from maybe Seander. Where's Seander?
Yeah, where's that little
would you like
fucker?
And why do you think Echo left immediately? Because he didn't want to say something stupid.
That's probably wise.
That's good.
So that's like the nicest.
That is, right? Oh my god, Echo's so
Echo's
sweet.
Echo's like way more self-aware than I thought he was.
It's like
Yeah, I think Seander is like Seander like claws at your like boot as you like stand up,
Should I like,
pick it up.
will he jump into my arms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Hold
think
him in.
Taman just is still carrying around the cat, huh?
He's always with me, except for when he's not. But yeah. Which is a very, very awkward thing to have said.
especially when I can't see it. Like, huh?
Do we wanna? I know it's a little early, but do we want to go to break now?
Yeah,
And,
sure. That sounds fine.
Back in a bit. That feels like a very good
It's a
like
good scene cut.
act
Yeah,
break.
good transition. Yep. Cool. All right. We'll back in just a little bit for the second part. See you then. Enjoy the music.